Good morning, guys, and welcome to FYI. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, we're happy you're here with us. It's another day, another week, the day after, the day before. Good to have each and every one of you here. How did you guys pass Sunday last? Do let us know. We want to know how did you guys pass December 3rd? That was the day of the referendum in Venezuela. Believe it or not, we're going to talk a little bit about that among some other things. Chicken smuggling, among the other issues you want to talk about this morning. Good morning to each and every one of you. What are you guys having this morning? What are you guys having for breakfast? I have some cherry juice at this end, folks, we're working with. It's a start. It's a start. It's not much, folks, but it's a start. Great to have each and every one of you here. From all the various places you all are joining us from inside the 592 Guyana, that is, and those of you who are in Region 11 in the diaspora, we're truly privileged to have all of you here in our small program or humble program. Great to have you guys starting the day with us at this end. Donna Fresco, Beryl Crawford. I see Erwin Don Cook is here with us. Margaret Nelson is here with us as well, folks. But you all know the trouble. Some people are going to shut them. So Margaret is here. All the other folks joining us too. Great to have you guys here with us. Pace and power. That's how we say it, folks. Great to have each and every one of you here. How did you guys spend the last weekend? Yeah, how did you guys spend it? We were in Linden. Part of it yesterday, we were in Linden. They had a motorcade, folks, rallying support to the Guyanese cause on the Essequibo front. We were there with them for a little bit. Yeah, where were you, good folks? Where were you? That's the Ward Dean. Good to see you there. And stay on, Benjamin. Great to see you guys as well from the various places you all are joining us from. Great to have you folks here with us. How you all doing? Share the live, folks. Smash that emoji button, please, and thank you. Partner with us as well, folks. We need your kind contributions to keep going day after day, program after program. Valid, credible information. We are happy to have each and every one of you here with us. Good folks, from the many places where you guys join us from, we are happy and delighted to have all of you here with us. Great to have you folks. Let me see who else we got with us this morning. We got Lorraine Garnett, Valme Wilson, Lyndon Gill. Folks, share the live. Smash that emoji button for us. We got some ways to go. Good folks, we're ready. We're fired up and ready to go. There's only some of y'all. We go hold for some of y'all. Only some of y'all missing. Abby D'Souza, we see you there. Abby. How are you doing, Abby? Great to have you, Abby. I see we got Yonat Elias here as well, and Orwin Don Cook. Andrew Cuthbert is here too. Good to see you, Andrew. Fennel Innes is here as well. So good to see you, Fennel, and Eunice Beaton. Nigel Plas is here. Volme Wilson is here as well. So good to see all of you. Isabella, Joylyn Cook, good to have you here as well. I see Lauren Jones is here. Tessa, Lynn Eastman is with us too. Camille Cox, Region 6, good to have you. Camille, and all the other folks joining us. Edward, Laverne, Harry Chuan, Calman Prasad, Everett Leonard. Folks, that first one is one person. I always tease about that. Kendra Sears, good to see you here as well. And Edward Brooms and Joylyn and all the other good folks joining us this morning. Guys, take the opportunity, share that live, smash that emoji button. As we hold for some others to join us this morning, I would like you guys to know that if you're heading into the city here in Georgetown, and even I know they do business internationally as well, because they got those of you in the diaspora, you might need a justice of the peace at home. You might need a commissioner of votes to affidavits. We recommend the Alistair Collins firm. They're experts, folks. These wonderful folks down there, the Callion Mall on the ground floor, experts on all your documentation needs. 649-6410, 649-6410, 685-6448, 685-6448. Right down there, ground floor, Callion Mall. You tell them I send you. I'll even give you some toast and bacon and eggs and so on, a cup of nice coffee. See if you come wrong them nicely. Yeah. Well, folks, they're nice folks, and we recommend them highly. We want to recommend them highly, folks, and we encourage you guys as well. This is where we get some silence now. Partner with us, folks. We don't ask for much. You know, you look at your budget and you say, we want to send XYZ. And very shortly, we'll have a recurring payment feature. So you can say, I want to give $5 to this program every month. I want to give $10, and it'll come out automatically from your bank card or whatever it is. We're getting that set up, folks. So we don't have to keep reminding you or all the time. But when you hear us, you know, making the pitch, you can ignore us, you can ignore me. So we want to encourage you guys to partner with us. Y'all know we're available via Cash App and Zelle and PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. We got a QR code, so for those of you who high tech, you want to scan it and get right to the point, there is that too. And we got that facility, the last QR code, where we can accept your debit and credit cards securely. Folks, you have any queries, you need any guidance, 627-6963 is the one number we use all the time. The other number is when you take me. 627-696, our official number. 627-6963. Good? 627-6963. Joylyn said she like how I setting up Alistair. Alistair. She like how I setting it up. You come wrong them nice, you tell them I send you, they might give you something special. See? Might give you something special. Folks, how are you doing? Take the opportunity. I know you didn't hear me the first time. To share that live, smash that emoji button. Take that opportunity, good folks, and partner with us as well. Folks, if you see this big cup of cherry juice I got it, I shame to pick it up. You're going to say hungish. Unless you hear that word. You're going to say licorice. Unless you hear that one. Hungish and licorice. Yolanda Thomas, good to see you here. All right? Beatrice Selby's here. Is Beatrice here? Arundel wants to know why you're not at work, people. Why you not at work? Or Onesta says, are you finished sharing? Those of you who are joining us, you might see us flitting by in the timeline. Stop by and say hello. Stop by and say hello and get brought up to date with some of what's happening, folks, close to where we are here in Guyana, in the 592, folks. Yesterday was quite a day. Folks are still tense. Folks are still tense. And the president says, here finale, nothing to fear. Just fear itself. Just fear itself. We're going to get to some of that. How are you guys doing? Debbie Collins, thank you. Technician Debbie Collins, always on the duty. She says loud and clear. To those of you who hearing us, well, you got problem. Yolanda Thomas is at it too. Loud and clear. Great to have all of you guys here. Debbie Collins. I see Facebook user. Whoever this person is, just Facebook user. Good morning to you too. Debbie Collins, Everett, and Irwin Don. Vesta Hardy. Raj Kumar is here as well. Folks, how did you guys spend the last weekend? And good morning to Linden, the mayor of Linden, the regional chairman of Linden, the vice chairman of Linden, all the hardworking folks, the councillors at the municipality, the councillors at the RDC level, the regional democratic level. Good morning. I want to say a special good morning to councillors in Region 5, especially the hardworking coalition councillors. Good morning to you folks. I want to say good morning to Shami. I want to say good morning to Mr. Mohammed, all the wonderful hardworking councillors we have there. I want to say good morning, especially to the MP in Region 5. Yeah, the one and only Vince Roy Jordan. Yeah. Good morning to our MPs across this country, outside working hard today. Good morning, Danella Johnson. Danella says, Kokwani is in the house. Good to have you. Onika Brahma, David Ford, great to have each and every one of you. Good folks with us this morning. Yep. Welcome to FYI. Officially, Jackie Cameron, good morning. I like all the flags I see this morning. Lyndon Hicks, good to see you. David Ford, as he said. Luan Hall is here as well. Good morning, Luan. Maria Vera. Folks with Sicily, I know some of y'all is lash out lunch early. You cook lunch early, get out of the way. Breakfast and lunch. You're up Street, churn in, clapping routine. People shaking routine now. People don't clapping routine. We get modern. Sorry, we got so modern. We shaking routine now. The routine shaker. Don't clap my routine, please. Here. You gotta clap it. What do you guys have? You probably done hit out lunch already. Get it out of the way. Thinking about dinner. Eric Williams, Yolanda, Joylyn. Good morning. Wiltshire, Monica Wiltshire. Good to have you here as well, Monica. All those other folks joining us. Marilyn George, good to see you. Great to have you on this end, Marilyn. And I see Patricia Fraser is here too. Patricia, how do you do? How do you do? Benos, is it Noches? It's Benos Diaz. Where are we, folks? Policia, Good morning, folks, wherever you're joining us from today. Great to have you here. Hope you got some coffee in that cup, some coffee tea, some tea bag tea, Milo tea, whatever it is, folks. You're having toast, you're having some cereal tea, whatever it is. Good morning to you. Welcome. Empress Fatima Flavors. Good to have you. Terrence Beaton. Good to see Terrence here as well. All the other wonderful folks joining us. Welcome to FYI. For your information, it is Monday, folks, the 4th day of December. December. Please and thank you. It's the day after the day before that referendum in Venezuela. Why don't we pick up there? Why don't we start there? But before we start there, folks, some of the things we're covering in the morning papers. The other thing is, well, what did I say? The Venezuela referendum in defiance of the ICJ. That boy went forward. You think that boy's got time with you, with me, with anybody else? No. They're gonna do what they gotta do. That's what they've been making clear. They are going to do what they gotta do. But we're picking up some information, folks, out of Reuters in terms of how this referendum went yesterday. And that's what we want to share with you folks. In defiance of the CCJ, the Venezuelans went to the ballot on this 5-question consultative referendum. They still went ahead with it yesterday. Consultative referendum. And this is Reuters we're picking up on. Reuters says that all 5 questions passed with more than 95% approval, according to the Electoral Authority President Elvis Amoroso. According to him, and we got to put an asterisk over this. All 5 questions, according to the President of the Electoral Authority, this is your Claudette Singh, who swing. This will be her equivalent. Elvis Amoroso. He said all 5 questions passed. He went on to say that at least 10.5 million votes were cast. I'm telling you what this electoral authority, right? The electoral authority in Venezuela has been reporting. Now, we got some asterisks we want to put over that. Want to put some asterisks over that. Laverne Wade is here, right? Laverne Wade, well, it's my, I was about to say it's my mother-in-law, but my wife is now saying that it is my wife for my mother-in-law's account. You see, we take over everything. Right? She had the people's house now, she commandeered the lady account. You see? That's it. I tell you, my sister-in-law is a wonderful, beautiful angel. It's my wife that worries us all the time. She take over the lady account now. Yolanda Thomas, Atala, Wade Duncan, good to see you. On the other side of the screen this morning, no coffee here, nothing. Edward and all the other folks joining us. This is what consumed us for the last few weeks, and folks, in the next few, it's going to consume us as well. This 5-question consultative referendum out of Venezuela. Yep. While that was happening yesterday, while that was happening on that front, across this country, folks were locked in arms. I didn't like some of what I saw, I'll tell you that. But largely, folks were locked in arms. Locked in arms. Declaring solidarity with our brothers and sisters. Declaring solidarity with our brothers and sisters on this people. And I like how Starbucks News, do I have it here? Coined it a little bit. I like how Starbucks News coined it a little bit. Let me see if I get Starbucks News iteration. Right? The Guyanese were in unprecedented gatherings all across Guyana to emphasize that the Essequibo is an indivisible part of its territory. I like that. I heard the president say that they were locked in arms to demonstrate the strength of the borders or something like that. I don't like it like that. That's all well and good. But I like how Starbucks News has coined it here to emphasize that Essequibo is an indivisible part of our territory. I like that phrasing. It's an indivisible part. You can't take it out. You can't take it out. Or we don't say they ain't got no time with the ICJ, just glutton for land like these we have here. I think they made a match on that front. Or I think they've met their match on that front. Glutton for land, Orwin says. Right? But even though they glutton, the Essequibo, Shirley Juicy Tendry, Edward Rooms is an indivisible. Those of you joining us on the tube this morning, it is an indivisible part of our territory. That is what the Essequibo is. And last night, while there was the arm locking during the course of the, well, before I get to last evening, before I get to there, right, we took a pass by we were at South Remville Secondary School for a little bit yesterday morning. Saw a few folks there locked in arms. Congrats to them. Then we passed by the cultural center. That was supposed to be a rallying point as well. There was nothing happening there. Nothing happened there. Then we proceeded down to the Square of the Revolution. Coffee, as we call it here, for sure. Went down to Coffee. Saw folks there. Right? So listen to Wanda Jill for a little bit. Listen to Joe Hamilton for a little bit. I didn't hear Charles Ramsden speak. I heard him mention Charles was there. Didn't hear him speak. I don't know if he spoke before or he spoke after. While I was there. And then folks were strong in defense of Essequibo and heard one Edgel praising President Ali's leadership. Right? We can get test things yet. Hold on. Hold on. We can get time to critique the leadership or the absence thereof. Right? And then the rain came down. And if you see people start scampering away, I love the arm lock-ins. You know, I like all of the flurry words and so on. And then the rain came down. That's the part. I didn't like how people scampered away. People scampered away. Some stood, to be fair, to those who stayed. Right? Some of them had a plane and they gone to Dubai. Some stood. A little rain come down, people start taking away. Beatrice Selby, David Papin, Moses Prophet, Julia Lewis. Julia said millions waste yesterday. Million people scampered away, you know, till the rain eased. Then they come. People went to the vehicles and got their umbrellas and come back. Folks, last evening you had at the National Stadium a night of patriotic reflection. I think that is how they dubbed it. Night of patriotic reflection. I think that is how they style it. And April Ali spoke. We want to give you guys some of what he said. Some of what he said. Take a listen, folks. This is last night, National Stadium, Night of Patriotic Reflection.
One nation, one destiny, united in a cause that is just, a cause in which we are inseparable, a cause in which we are unified in purpose, unified in strength, unified in dignity, and together in honor. Essequibo belongs to Guyana, and that is where it will remain. That is where it shall remain. No amount of rhetoric, fear, or terror coming from our neighbor would shake our resolve in the fact, in the truth, that Essequibo belongs to Guyana and our borders were settled full and finally in 1899. I have a message tonight for the people of Venezuela. You are our neighbors. You are our friends. You are our brothers and sisters. You have our love. Do not misplace our love. You have our open arms. Do not destroy those arms. You have a responsibility to the next generation of Venezuelans to ensure that they live in dignity, they live in prosperity, they live in honor. And that should be your focus. And we will clap you on. We will cheer you on as you work for the advancement of your people. And so too, we ask you not to point guns at us as we work for the advancement of every Guyanese. Like a good neighbor, cheer us on, because the prosperity of Guyana is the prosperity of Venezuela, and the prosperity of Venezuela is the prosperity of Guyana, and the prosperity of Guyana and Venezuela is the prosperity of this region. We are a peaceful country. We are not about war and conflict. We are about love and unity. We have a responsibility as Guyanese. As your president, I have a responsibility to show leadership. We have a responsibility today as Guyanese to show that we can resolve conflict and we can create our own. We can create our own method through which we ensure that peace remains within this region. Guyana will do nothing to disrupt the peace within this region.
Yeah, that is President Irfan Ali last evening at the National Stadium, the night of patriotic reflections. Don't disrupt the peace, Venezuela. We're not disrupting the peace here, Debbie Collins. Veronica Primo Rollins. Don't disrupt the peace, Donna McDonald. Sonia Massey-Cobb. Just thinking about you there, Sonia. Good to see you on the live this morning. Don't disrupt the peace. That's what Irfan Ali says. Don't disrupt it. Don't disrupt it, he says. We're not disrupting it. Don't disrupt it. We're not disrupting it externally. Don't disrupt it. We did say, as soon as we came on, that Venezuela had that referendum yesterday, and over parts of that referendum, you got some asterisks over certain portions. Shamila, Simeon Carter, Dolly Anderson, you got some question marks over some portions and so on. The Essequibo is ours, the Essequibo, indivisible part of our territory. It's ours, full, final, and complete. Established since 1899. It's ours. It's we own. Full, final, and complete. It's ours. And we ain't gonna let nobody come and try to tell me otherwise. So that is some of what's happening on that front. But as I said to you folks as we came on, Reuters did tell us how it went. The correct phrasing, according to the arbitral award, is full, perfect, and final. Or whichever way you want it to twist. Full, final, and perfect. You can't come and alter it now. Established in 1899. But Reuters told us that the Venezuelans went to the poll and that the electoral authority president, Elvis Amoroso, say 95% of those who voted Right? Voted for all 5 questions, in favor of all 5 questions. And they are telling us, this is Reuters reporting what the Electoral Authority President Elvis Amoroso in Venezuela said, that at least 10.5 million Venezuelans cast a yes vote. Right? And of course, at least 10.5 million. Reuters saying here that the Electoral Authority would not confirm the voters' numbers. Right? Would not confirm the total number of voters. Okay? The other side of this is what some folks are saying was a low turnout election. They said the turnout was extremely low. And that's why I said these figures are from Reuters, and they're quoting Elvis Amoroso, president of the Electoral Authority there in Venezuela, president of the Venezuelan GCOM. Some folks, I saw a number of footage on social media, and Reuters news agencies themselves said that they had people checking out several of the polling stations in Venezuela, several of the polling stations, and there was low voter turnout. Right? There was low voter turnout. They said Venezuela has more than 20 million eligible voters. Here, I want to quote Reuters here verbatim. Reuters witnesses visited voting centers across the country. Many had few to no people waiting in line. Could I quote that again? Reuters witnesses visited voting centers across the country. Many had few to no people waiting in line. The Electoral Authority there in Venezuela says at least 10.5 million of 20 million eligible voters cast a ballot in favor of all 5 questions. That is information on that front. Low voter turnout. This is a photograph we have up from Venezuela. Poll staff taking a 5. Taking a 5. We had some folks here in 2020 take a 5, so that's why the ballots, the boxes get stuffed. And poll books went missing and all kinds of worries. Hopefully we don't have them back again. Right? Poll books are missing, and statutory documents went missing, and a whole host of stuff. Number of items should have been in that ballot box. You only had votes. You know how the votes got there. You had no way to reconcile. There's a lot of people sleeping too. We're taking a 5. So based on what Reuters is reporting, it's hard to see how you got 10.5 million. That's why I said, let's put an asterisk there. Let's put an asterisk there. Margaret Nelson said this looked like a slumber. It's not a fight. You see? Now she got a little rock there in case you start dribbling, you know. Before you start dribbling, you catch the lele. When last you heard that word, Margaret? Beatrice? Ramchan Mangal? When last you heard that? We're good to have all of you on the live this morning. Tommy Gibbs. So the day was so lethargic yesterday. Folks were sleeping, polling staff. Sleeping in a polling station. But they said they had 10.5. At least 10.5 million persons cast to vote. Marsha Glasgow, Margot George, Savage Tish. How are you guys doing this morning? Share the live as you're on. Smash that emoji button as well. So at least Reuters getting around to the point of a low voter turnout. A low voter turnout. And then we had some stuff circulating on our home front last evening. A couple of things on our home front circulating. But before we get there, I saw a press statement out of the People's National Party in Jamaica yesterday, issuing a statement that they're in solidarity with us. I heard of a statement emanating out of Trinidad and Tobago. Haven't seen it as yet, saying that they're with us. I saw locally a statement out of the National Two Shows Council. That's quite late. I wonder if they were haggling over support, whether, we with this thing, supporting our country for Essequibo. They took a little while to come out with that statement. The National Two Shows Council. Took a little while there. But saw a statement out of the National Two Shows Council yesterday as well. So definitively, I know PNP, the opposition party there in Jamaica, the party of Portia Miller. And then I heard of Trinidad late with a statement. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys see that? Any statement out of Trinidad? I guess they say better late than never. But Antigua and Barbuda as well, we heard issued a statement talking about or talking up their support for Guyana. Well, we'll take it how we get it. Some of you guys say better late than never. It is what it is. We'll take it how we get it. And the header for that statement says that the Antiguan Prime Minister affirmed support for Guyana's territorial integrity. And then part of that statement reads that the attention of the government of Antigua and Barbuda has been brought to a story published on December 3rd in an internet news portal called Antigua News, which attributed certain remarks of Prime Minister Gaston Brown regarding Guyana, Venezuela. A release stated, as such, the Prime Minister affirms categorically that his position and that of his government aligns fully with the public statement of CARICOM issued on December 1, which recognizes the territorial integrity of Guyana and supports the process at the International Court of Justice as the legal and peaceful means of dealing with this matter. Most of them would only say, CARICOM is supported when you ask them. That was the last thing I heard out of Trinidad. And Barbados, no, CARICOM stands with Guyana. But they wouldn't go to say Trinidad or Barbados. The North remembers. Just pull a line there from Game of Thrones. The North will remember. But Gaston Brown says, we believe in the territorial integrity. We recognize the territorial integrity of Guyana and support the process at the ICJ. We can take that. That is clear and concise. That is clear. We got a lot of members of CARICOM, but all the members don't support the same things. All the members don't support the same thing at all. So I don't want to pretend that because somebody says, oh yes, CARICOM supports, that means Trinidad support, and that means Barbados support. I would have loved to hear the way Gaston Brown said it. Definitively clear. We recognize the territorial integrity of Guyana and support the process at the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, the World Court. That's how we would like it to hear. Thank you, Gaston Brown and the beautiful people of Antigua and Barbuda. And all our Guyanese brothers and sisters, probably some of you watching us right now from Antigua and Barbuda. Thank you for that show of support and solidarity there. Thank you very much for that. And while that was happening, folks, locally, emanating from Antigua and Barbuda, we had some fake news. Lots of you were sharing, and that's how on edge we are. You know, we saw a flag being lowered, and Venezuelan flag being hoisted on a pole. And oh God, them boys coming, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. They're coming. You gotta be careful. Right? We gotta be careful. Because the Ghana Defense Force says that was not so. And I'm trying to put my hands, I want to quote from the statement from the Ghana Defense Force on that front. Right? Ghana Defense Force says that picture on our western border where our flag was hoisted, I think it's Mount Arai or Aru, Mount Aru. Hope I'm getting it right, my pronunciation. On our western border with Venezuela, right? The GDF says we categorically state that the flag being flown, or the flag being lowered rather, is not the recently hoisted golden arrowhead along our border. It is not. Clear distinctions between the two locations are evident in the accompanying photographs. Notably, the recently installed plaque at the authentic site is absent in the video in question. Right? The plaque installed at the base of the flag, it is absent. That's what the GDF says. From the video in question, the public must understand that the video content is misleading and does not represent any activity or incident within Guyana. Right? This hoisting of the Venezuelan flag does not represent any activity or incident within Guyana. So note that, please, folks. And don't let us circulate that video. Right? As I saw Gordon Mosley saying last night, go and watch the Netflix. before we circulating fake news. Go and watch the Netflix. So that is fake news, folks. Right? But we are so on edge that any little sliver, any little sliver of information, and we gotta be very careful of that and very wary of that as well. Again, I want to state what the Ghana Defense Force says, that we categorically state that the flag being lowered is not the recently hoisted golden arrowhead along our border. Clear distinctions between the two locations are evident in the accompanying photographs, and this is one of them. Notably, the recently installed plaque at the authentic site is absent in the video in question. The public must understand that the video consent, that the video's content is misleading and does not represent any activity or incident within Guyana. That's according to the GDF, the Ghana Defense Force. So know that, folks. Know that. Know that. Know that. And be on the guard. Be on the guard for fake news. Be on the guard for fake news. This is not fake news, though. You know why all that is happening, folks? Why all that is happening? Leslyn Thompson. Good morning to you too, Leslyn. Savage and Yolanda and all the other folks running. Well, all that is happening. We got some other troubles we got to deal with. What has cute Zulfi been doing with his time? Zulfikar Mustafa. What has he been doing with his time? Because we saw for the weekend, the parliamentary opposition said there have been some smuggling of chicken. Right? We've been smuggling chicken. Zulfikar, what do you make of this? Because this has some implications for Zulfikar. Smuggling of chicken. The Minister of Agriculture has come out to say that there's been a chicken shortage and that persons were authorized to import chicken from Suriname. This is the word according to Zulfikar Mustafa, the Minister of Agriculture, or as the Mansa referred to him, Cute Zulfi. He's trying to be cute. He said there was an authorization. But the opposition says, how come the public didn't know? How come the government never said to the public, there's a chicken shortage? Number one, how come the government didn't say to us, they got a chicken shortage? That's number one. And number two, how come a vehicle that was held didn't produce its importation document? But not just one vehicle, two of them that were held over the weekend couldn't produce this importation documentation that they had a legal right to import this chicken from Suriname. According to a statement from the Office of the Leader of the Opposition, Zulfikar must explain why were vehicles with license number GAE 5137, which had 36,000 pounds of chicken, and GAE 6041, which had 22,000 pounds of chicken, held at the Wim police station without documentation permitting the importation. Over to you, Zulfikar Mustafa. Where was the documentation for these vehicles? GAE 5137, GAE 6041, that had 36,000 pounds of chicken and 22,000 pounds of chicken, respectively. Zulfikar said some folks were given license to import from Suriname because there's a shortage of chicken. There's a shortage. So we on defense on one border, and them boys eating the food, eating the bread across the other border. So over to the Minister of Agriculture, over to the learned Minister of Agriculture on what happens next. Julie Lewis, Leslie Johnson. Smuggled chicken. Who knew? Who knew? Leopard can't change its spots, its stripes can't change it. So over to the minister for further clarification. He can say they left it home. They left the authorization. They left the authorization home. I can see that. Right? They're going to bring it back in the morning. We left the authorization home. And while there was that happening on that front, folks, more carnage on our roads, more carnage on our waterways. It's just the way things are. It's like just the way things are. What are we going to do? It's just the way things are. And so part of what we're following is an accident yesterday. I think number 19 was a serious accident because a man lost his life here. Just another example of what's happening there on our roadways. Marvin Ishmael lost his life when that bus that he was traveling in turned turtle on a number 19 public road on the quarantine. Marvin Ishmael, that's the name given here, lost his life in that accident. There was another accident on the Linden Sussex Highway as well. We can circle to in a second. Emla, Angeli, Roy, Michelle, this is what it is. It is what it is. Carnage on roads and waterways, violence against women and girls. These are the new pandemics that we have. We got to find a way to mitigate that. We take it out ourselves. This is not the Venezuelans. We take it out with we own self. We own self, we take it out. Before I let you guys go here, at the appointed hour, some of the other things happening in the 592 this morning. Some of the other things we're factoring in. A well-deserved, albeit posthumous award to Malcolm Chanasu. Grew up hearing of this name, fantastic pilot, aviator, and his wife, Margaret, received the award on his behalf quite recently for all of his exploits in the field of aviation. Yeah, a good Guyanese son of the soil. Great Guyanese son of the soil. As I told you, there was another accident yesterday at Kurukuru, right? Or Kururu, Linden Sussex Highway. Said an unlicensed driver hit down a 52-year-old pedestrian at Hillfoot on the Linden Sussex Highway. And two drivers are now assisting police with their investigations. Police say the accident occurred around 18-15 hours and involved motor car PJJ 807, owned and driven by Jonathan Bailey, a 23-year-old of Kurukuru. This is Sussex, and motor car PMM 2014, owned and driven by Steffi Timmerman. Owned and driven by Steffi Timmerman, a 27-year-old of Kurukuru as well, who is not the holder of a driver's license. And this pedestrian who lost his life, Vishnudat Ramlan, who was the fatality there in that accident. Carnage on our roads and waterways continues. And then we see the parents are calling for the removal of a dorm mother at a Riverton facility. Children coming out of the interior, staying at this facility. They have a number of complaints. Right? Victimization and marginalization, a number of complaints, as I said. And the parents are saying that they want the dorm mother gone. Right? They want her gone. The dorm mother is one Andick. And again, they're saying that some children are being victimized, ostracized. Right? This is what the Guyana Times, I think, reports, that the problems there are getting worse, whereby children are being victimized. We interviewed a few of those students who at the time, about 2 years ago, they said it had more to do with the females, where these children had to leave their dorms open. And instead of the dorm mother being the one to check on them at nights, sometimes they say it was the husband doing it. Right? So the husband left in the wife, who's the dorm mother, employed by the state. She leaving the husband, who's not an agent, to be doing that. And a whole host of other things they're pointing out here in this. So they want her gone there. The dorm mother, this dorm facility in Berbice. And then we had to finally, the Bamia Primary School, Linden, Sabak News is reporting this morning that another deadline has been missed. Yet another deadline. Folks, statement they can complete the school. Let me call it now. Let's call it now, folks. Statement construction is not going to complete the school. Don't let's fool ourselves. That's what we've been doing. Statement not going to complete the school. This is a company associated with Hits and Run. And I remember because we had them in our program, them coming and saying that, oh, give them a chance. They've been in construction a little bit, albeit quietly. Give them a chance. They could do the work. Right? The entire contract sum is probably have been expended already. And the school is not anywhere close to completion. The news this morning is reporting another deadline has been missed. What else we want to see here? It's not going to be done. Somebody else will have to pick up this contract, able and capable and competent, and finish it off. And again, taxpayers are left all in the bag. We love them in entertainment. We love them in broadcast and doing what they do over the HJ, but this construction thing, we're going to take a pass on that. Some competent person now got to be aware of this, give them more money, and it's a bad deal. Just got to write it off as a bad deal and finish the contract, finish the project, because the people, the residents, the students there in Region 10, depending on this school and waiting for it to be completed. All right. So don't let me fool myself and go back and forth and go back to them and when again and all of them. They have no interest in completing it. Absolutely zero interest. They asked for a chance, they got it, and it is what it is. And it's time the government does what it has to do and just finish this thing off. Get a competent company or two or whatever, and let's just, in the interest of our students and the residents of Region 10, if you care anything about them, right? But this is what happens when friends, family, and favorites come into play. It's the reality. Friends, family, and favorites. Folks, that's going to do it for us at this time. For your information, already the fourth day of December. Stay safe out there, folks. The many of you who joined us this morning, over 1,200 of you, during our live broadcast. Yolanda Farmers, we're grateful. Esther Blue, good to see you, Esther. Maureen Chichester Paul, good to see you there as well. And Edward Brooms, Stacey-Ann Stoll, good to see you too, Stacey-Ann. All the other wonderful folks joining us this morning. Michelle Garnett, good to see you as well. Folks, remember, if you have a story, don't leave me out, don't leave me behind. If you have a story for us, do let us know. It's the one number 627-6963. Early into town, all your documentation need. We recommend the Alistair Collins for Callion Mall on Lamahal Street between Camp and Waterloo Streets. 649-6410. That's the number we want to encourage you to call. 685-6448 as well. 685-6448. And we want to encourage you folks to partner with us as well. We don't tell you how much to send, but we need your support. We need your generosity to keep moving on. Day after day, week after week, month after month. Thank you, folks, who've already been so gracious. Already been so gracious. Thank you, folks. All right. Thank you, folks. It means a lot to us. It means the world to us. Thank you. Here are the QR codes. You know, some of you are high tech. I don't want this thing go wrong, come wrong. Straight to the point. Thank you for the QR codes. Okay, good folks. Thank you for the. There are the QR codes. Thank you for your love, your support, and your generosity as well. Lynette, thanks for the thing, girl. Lynette, thanks for the thing. Basil, and Musasi, Thanks for the thing. Who know no? Who know no? Who know no? That's gonna do it for us. Margaret, thanks for the thing, girl. Margaret, thanks for the things. Who know no? Thank you, folks, for joining us today. That's gonna do it for us at this end. Until our next broadcast. Have a safe and productive day. Stay vigilant, folks, and watch out for the fake news as well.